Hello, movie lovers. You're talking with Bob, the Canadian guy, that lives on Cosburn Avenue. I want to say hello to the grumpy old gentleman on film. I want to say hello to Mike, Harry, Jay, Ian, and James. So I'm saying hello, boys. How's everybody today? Now let's talk about the movies I watched this week. Alright. Let's talk about, Shaun of the Dead. I watched Shaun of the Dead. Most of you know Shaun of the Dead, right? Couple of bros, three guys live together in a house, right? Shit happens. Zombies come walking around the neighborhood. All hell breaks loose. They're running around. They end up at a bar. Zombies are surrounding the bar. Oh, it's a crazy thing, but it's a fun movie. Most of you know it. I would think so, but I give it a 7. It's worth at least a 7, just because it's fun. Shaun of the Dead, right? And then I watched one on TCM from 1936. It's called The Walking Dead. It stars Boris Karloff. Yeah, he's this one's kind of hard to explain. Anyway, he was wrongfully accused of killing somebody, so he spends 10 years in jail. Then he gets out, right? And he did it again. These guys set him up, right? That he killed somebody. So he's in jail, right? So he gets an electric chair. Then this doctor gets a hold of him in time, right? And brings him back to life. Just almost like Frankenstein. A little electric current, right? And the guy's back. Then he goes around killing people, right? That, set him up kind of thing, right? Well, he doesn't actually kill them. To me, it looked like they had more of their own kind of accidents, you know what I mean? Like, some guy fell out the window, but he backed up and fell out the window. So, Karloff, right? He's not really, says, he turns back to life. They turn him back to get his life back together again. And he's a monster. Well, no, he's not really a monster. I wouldn't say that, but, that's what it says in, description-wise, right? So that's not really. And he walks around the graveyard and stuff like that. Nah, not really either that. But, yeah, he gets his revenge on people that basically set him up, right? So he goes and gets the electric chair. But the guy that was in, what's his name? He was in Miracle on 34th Street, and he was in Them. The old guy that plays the part in those. Anyway, it's all right. I gave it a 6 though. Another movie. If you've seen it once, you don't have to watch it again. So, like I said, in all my videos, if it comes on TCM again, I go, "Oh, The Walking Dead," and you go, "Nah, I'm not watching that again." Nah. There's lots of movies you can watch again. Like I always say, repeat myself again. Yeah, movies you can watch again, and there are certain movies that, you've seen it once, you're good. All right, and then I watched on TCM, Children of the Damned, right? The part 2 or whatever, Village of the Damned, right? I have both those movies somewhere over there in movie box land over there in the black movie boxes I have. Children of the Damned, yeah, 1964. It's a sequel to the 1960s Village of the Damned, right? Yeah, well, 6 youngsters, they all get together, they can read each other's minds, and they can make you do things that you don't really want to do, etc., etc., etc. So, it's all right. And if you feel inclined, you can watch this one again. It's not that great. It's not that bad. It's, So I gave it a 5. I've seen it numerous times. Just because sometimes it comes on TCM. And there's nothing else going on, and sometimes it's on a Saturday or Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, then you go, yeah, okay, I'll You know, you done your dishes, you know, you swept your floors, you can watch Children of the Damned. Although Village of the Damned is a lot better than this one. You know, so. Anyway, yeah, Children of the Damned. I'll give it a 5. 1964, black and white. The Bad Seed. We all know The Bad Seed. Everybody knows The Bad Seed. 1956. A mother, Nancy Kelly, suspects her daughter, an 8-year-old daughter, as a killer. And that's Patty McCormick. Sweet little blonde-headed kid with pigtails or ponytails or whatever. And she's a little bit off. She's off a bit, right? Seems like it. Although, when you look at her and you see her in the movie, she looks just like any other little blonde kid, right? But she's a nasty piece of work, right? Oh yeah, she's nasty. And the ending, oh, the ending's great. I always loved the ending of this movie. I watched this movie numerous times over the years. So I give this movie an 8. An 8. Suspenseful, well thought, well made movie. Nice black and white movie from 56. The Bad Seed. TCM I watched it on. I don't even know if I have this movie or not. Can't remember. Anyway, 8 out of 10 for The Bad Seed. Then I watched Bad Boys 2. Yeah. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. A very excellent shoot 'em up movie. Right? Drugs, you know, stuff like that. Couple of buddies. And you get, you know, they're roaming around and taking care of business, blowing things up and shooting people and all kinds of fun. Yeah, Bad Boys 2. I give this one an 8. It's a lot of fun. In 2003. Yeah, Bad Boys 2. If you haven't seen Bad Boys 2, watch it. It's worth a watch. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of action in it. People getting shot and killed and blown up, you know, the regular shit. So yeah. What else did I watch? Okay, let's go here. I watched, oh, this one here. Miracle, 2004, where Kurt Russell. He plays Herb Brooks. And it's about the story of the 1980 Olympics. 1980 American hockey team. All about a bunch of young men. All playing for Herb Brooks. Everybody knows this story. The Canadians know this story. Right? And the Americans also know, and the Russians know too. Very well done movie. I give it an 8. Yeah, I give it an 8. I better write that down now so my book I don't forget. Yeah, I'll write down 8 here. Yeah. Okay, what else did I watch? I watched Carlito's Way. Yeah, Al Pacino, Sean Penn. Sean Penn looks like somebody that came out of the back of a friggin' book somewhere as a teacher. He plays the part of a lawyer. He's got curly hair and he trimmed his. He has a receding hairline, and he's got curly hair. He doesn't even look like Sean Penn. And you got Al Pacino playing Carlito. Yeah. Gets out of jail after 5 years, tries to go straight, but every time he turns around, he keeps getting himself into trouble. All he wants to do is get enough money, right, to go buy a car dealership so he can sell cars. I think that's what it is. Go sell cars, right? So he wants to get $75,000 together to go buy into a car dealership, get out of town. But every time he turns around, he gets himself deeper and deeper into trouble, right? So he doesn't want to, doesn't set out to do that. It's just the way it turns out. He keeps getting himself into trouble. So yeah, I gave that a 7. A big 7 out of 10 for that one. That's a good one. Little, you know, a lot of talking and stuff. A little bit of action. There's action here and there, but nothing really, you know, huge. Nothing really, you know, blows up or, you know, nothing like that. But it's a pretty good movie. Give it a 7. And then I also watched Sahara. Humphrey Bogart, 1943. This is a war movie, Second World War movie, eh? excuse me, he drives around in a tank. There's three of them. Three guys in a tank, right? And he come across some other people, and it's over there, right? And he comes across some British soldiers and stuff like that, and picks them up in his tank. And it's in the desert, so, you know, they're trying to find water, of course, right? Water. And they head up to where one of the guys that lives around the neighborhood. I don't know how to explain it, but somebody over there knows where the water is that's with them. So they go to find the water, and of course, it's all dried up. There's no more water there. Where's the next place? Where's the next place to go to that has water? It's 60 miles from where they are now. It's another 60 miles, right? So now they really have to take care, you know, water. They can't drink all the water, you know, you gotta have a mouthful every so often. Then they head off to where the water is. They head to where the water is. Then you go down into the well, right, where the well is, and there's a drip. A friggin' drip. Running through this bricks and whatever. It's dripping water down there. So they send the guy down, or he's already down there, I should say. Getting ahead of myself. So they send cups down, right, and he waits and he drips the water into the cups. So they get some cups, they send it back up, right? Now the Germans are still advancing behind them. The Germans are looking for water also, right? I mean, they're doing the same thing Humphrey Bogart's crew are, you know, they're doing. They come across Humphrey Bogart where the well is, where the water is, you know, and they start bombing Humphrey Bogart, you know, grenades and machine guns, and there's a fight going on. Yeah, the Germans want the water. That's what this movie's about. Very well done movie. I've seen this movie, or I watched it a few times over the years. Yeah, so I give this one an 8. Humphrey Bogart, Sahara. Watch it, it's good. And I watched this one, Slightly Dangerous, 1943, starring Lana Turner and Robert Young. This is a comedy, one of the lame brain comedies where Lana Turner's makes banana splits, you know, working in, what is it, those stores, Macy's or, you know, places like that. Robert Young, he's the manager and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to make it short, the story short, and always give you a kind of like a Reader's Digest version. This one, she runs away, she tries to, you know, get away. She goes into town, she changes her appearance, she dyes her hair, she gets a new dress. The painter drops a bucket of paint on her head. She ends up in the office of some newspaper, and she feigns she has, you know, amnesia. She doesn't know who she is, but she does, but she milks it, and then she comes across who is she, and she looks up the newspaper and she pretends to be some little girl that went missing, right? So she ends up being Walter Brennan's daughter, so, you know, to say. And Robert Young's chasing after her to get her to tell the truth, who she is and stuff, because he lost his job, he got fired, and he wants her to admit the truth, right? So it's a lame brain, scatterbrain comedy, which is funny. It does have its funny moments. So I give it a 7. 7 out of 10 for Slightly Dangerous. What else did I watch? Oh, Uncertain Glory, 1944, with Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn's in it. You know, I mean, other people also, but Errol Flynn. At the beginning of the movie, he's going to get his head chopped off. The guillotine's waiting outside for him, because he's done all these bad things, and he's going to get the guillotine. Except there, you know, there's bombs exploding and all that, right? Second World War. He's over there in Spain or wherever he's at, and the bombs drop and blow up a lot of things. Him and everybody that's with him, waiting for him to get the guillotine. He escapes, he runs away, and this other policeman detective starts chasing him. He ends up finding him. But the side story, the main part of the story is that there's a bridge that got bombed, blown up, right? And they're looking around, the Germans, of course, are looking for the Saboteur. There's 2 or 3 or how many members blew up this bridge. And they take into, you know, hostage 100 people, right? Men. 25 from each village around the neighborhood, right? So now they're looking for the saboteur. So they, he says to the detective that he wants to turn himself in and say that he's the saboteur. And that's what the movie's about. Does he turn himself in? Do the Germans believe him that he's the saboteur? Even though he's not. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to turn himself in so he can save 100 lives, 100 men that he don't even know. So that's what the story's about. So if you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch, well worth a watch. Errol Flynn, yeah, 1944, in Uncertain Glory. I give that a 7. Well done story. Very, very well done. Yep. Uncertain Glory. I take a drink. Excuse me. I'm drinking Coke Zero. And I watched The Miracle Woman, 1931. Barbara Stanwyck. Yeah. At the beginning of this movie, they're in a church. Right, big church. Her father's the minister of the church. And she comes out, starts talking to the people. The main idea here is that the people said, that this guy's getting too old, or he's not doing his job. So they want to get a younger minister, a priest. Right, so she comes out and starts talking anyway. She yells out that her father's dead. He's died. He's sitting in the back, he's dead. She rambles on and stuff like that and yelling at everybody. People are getting a little upset and they leave, so she's there by herself. Some guy comes in, right? Well, and he talks her into going off with him. Some strange fucker says, come on, let's go, we can make lots of money. And you can be a priest and lady and we'll set you up in a church and you can ramble on and, stuff like that. So that's what she does. She goes off. Next thing you see her, she's in this great big huge church and she's talking to people and stuff like that, right? And they're all, singing prayers and stuff like that. And then there's this blind guy. I'm just giving, like I said, I'm giving you the Reader's Digest versions, leaving a lot of shit out, but I'm not here to discuss movies and tell you all about them and everything. I'm just here to tell you what I watched this week. So there's this blind guy, right? So she's calling people up the stage and she's standing inside a lion's cage. Of course, the lions aren't hungry. They probably fed them like 150 pounds of steak, so they're not bothering anybody, right? They're just roaming around going burp. Anyway, this blind guy goes into the cage with her, and she thinks he's part of the act too, but he's not. Anyway, there's the word anyway. Yeah, very well done movie, right? So, it's from 1931, right? Barbara Stanwyck. She's little, she's small, she looks frail, but it's Barbara Stanwyck. I like Barbara Stanwyck. Yeah, so that gets a 7, 1931. The Miracle. Hallelujah, people, hallelujah. Put the money in the bucket. No, put the money in the bucket? No, that's not right. Put the money in, the, what do you call it, hand around the pot thing and throw the money in it. Or give us a check. Give us a check. All right, never mind. I watched this too, Rambo. This is a great movie, Rambo. What is it, First Blood? Yeah. So, he's on the rock detail, right? Richard Grenner shows up and says, Rock, you want to get out of this fucking dump? Rock goes, well, yeah, man, like, what do I have to do? Kill about 300 guys? Well, maybe not 300. But, yeah, okay, he'll go. He's on this mission, right? He wants to go and see, they want to send him off to a mission that's that bullshit mission, see if there's any, pals that are alive and take pictures. And he's saying, well, we don't save them, we just take pictures of these guys. Yeah, Rock, you just take some pictures. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll do that, right? Yeah, well, yeah. Rocky taking pictures. Come on. Anyway, he goes off to the jungle. He meets this sweet-looking girl, Vietnamese girl. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. I'd marry her myself. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so he escapes and stuff like that, and he's running through the woods and jungle and shit like that, and of course he gets captured and takes back, and they try to, electrocute him on a bed, spring a bed, and stuff like that. And she saves the girl, the Vietnamese, the girl saves him, and they're running through the jungle again. And anyway, it's a great movie. Rambo, First Blood. And at the end of the movie, I always love these movies. I love these movies. I do. I like them. So the, what do you call it? Yeah, the helicopter. Rambo's in this helicopter. And of course, the Russians, right? These are Russian guys now. They're in this great big friggin', $3 billion helicopter, huge thing, right? And they're chasing Rambo and the POWs in this little shitty helicopter. Anyway, Rambo kind of pretends that he's crash landing. He's sitting in the lake or the water or whatever. And the Russian's sitting in this big fucking helicopter looking at him. Rocky's sleeping in there. Well, he looks like he's dead. But he's there all of a sudden, opens up an eye, bends down, picks up a fucking bazooka, sticks it out through the broken, smashed window and blows up the friggin' Russian helicopter. I always love it. I'm thinking to myself, shit, man, he just happens to have a bazooka sitting beside him. Wow. So he blows up the helicopter and that's it. And then, you see the helicopter and there's no broken windows anymore. And you see the helicopter again, there's another it's a smashed window. And you see the helicopter again, the windows aren't broke anymore. And I love these kind of movies, right, where, what is it? Who's the person that's supposed to do that? As the movie goes along, right, and you're supposed to say, yeah, you had a yellow flower in your pocket. Now you got a red one, so that's a mistake. So now you got to have a yellow one. So continuality or something like that, where the window is not broke, but the last scene, right, just a second ago, before we went that way, the window was smashed out. Now it's, but anyway, you get my drift. There's a lot of movies like that, right, where, hey, wait a minute, But anyway, Rambo, right, First Blood. Lots of action. It's good. It's a fun movie. I'm not knocking it. It's just a lot of movies are like that. Rambo. What did I give it? I gave it a 7. Nothing wrong with it. You can watch it. And you can watch it again. I don't know how many times I watched that movie. All right, what else have I watched? Oh, I watched The Equalizer. I think I owe that to Julie. Was it Julie? I'm pretty sure it was Julie. Equalizer. Pretty sure it was Julie. Wasn't it you, Julie, who watched The Equalizer? Yeah, well, I thought I'd watch it again, too. I like The Equalizer. I like the second Equalizer, too. But between the second one and this one, I like this one the best. Speak proper English, Bob. You went to school for that shit. You got 83 out of 100. Whatever that is. Equalizer, yeah, Denzel Washington. Happens when you live by yourself and you don't talk to anybody all day. Other than saying thank you to someone. But anyway, yeah, The Equalizer. Here's this guy. Right, he goes to the restaurant every night because he can't sleep. A lot of people like that. They go home, they have a little nap, they have something to eat. Then it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. They go to a restaurant, they have a cup of tea and read a book. Just to, same thing all the time. Same, everything, all the time. And there's a girl there, a young girl, right? And she's a prostitute or whatever, she works with these Russian fuckers, right? And she's there every night, and she talks to Denzel Washington's McLeod or McCord or whatever his name is. And she kind of talks to him, in passing and stuff. She wants to be a singer, and he's telling her, yeah, you could be a singer, but you can't eat apple pie and stuff and all this stuff. Anyway, and then one night she's not there, and the next night she's not there. And he walks in there one night and he says to, the guy, the guy that owns the place, right, serving the hamburgers and stuff, she's in the hospital. She's been in the hospital. She's been beat up and stuff. So he goes to the hospital. He doesn't really see her. But he talks to this girl that she knows, and he looks in through the glass window. She's messed up pretty friggin' bad. Her face is all like punched in. She got stitches. She got black eye. She's all fucked up. She's messed up, right? So he gets the bright idea. He's gonna go. He takes money and he wants to buy her, like get her release, her freedom. Put it that way. And of course, the Russian guys are in their office and they start laughing at him and stuff and give him back his money, tell him bugger off, fuck off, get out of here. So looks at his watch. Starts thinking, saying to himself, seconds, 46 seconds, and he's looking around, and yeah, so he locks the door, shuts the door, and locks it. Yeah, and he kills these 5 fuckers, all in fucking 18, 40 seconds, whatever. They're all fucking dead, right? Yeah, so the movie's starting now, people. Yeah, so it's a very good movie, fun, lots of action in this one. I like it. What did I give it? I give it an 8. It's a big 8. Yeah. And this book here is full up. No more pages left. All done. All the movies I watched. Yeah, 13 Days to Glory, James Arnaz. I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang. Fast and Furious, Percent Hobbs and Shaw. Roberta, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Downtown Show, How to Stop a Wild Bikini. No More Angel, Mae West and Cary Grant. So I watched lots of movies. The Whole Wide World, you ever watch that one? Robert E. Howard. Yeah, it's about Robert E. Howard. You know who Robert E. Howard is, right? So yeah, it's a story about him. Jojo Rabbit. Yeah. Yesterday. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I watched that maybe 6 times. Nowhere near as many as Jay, but if I get around to it and see it again, I'll watch it. It's over there sitting in the cupboard, closet, whatever. I'll take it out and give it another watch. I feel so inclined. But yeah, time for a new book. So, what's the day? I don't know what the day is. What's the day? October the 6th, 7th? Something like that. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So stay safe, people. Keep watching those movies. Yeah, it's a little bit of a lockdown here in Toronto. Things are different again. But, it's the way it is. What are you going to do? I wear my mask every time I go out. Last week I went to the thrift store. I forgot to show you the stuff I got from the thrift store. Maybe I'll make a video tomorrow or something and show you. Not much, but I got a few movies. So maybe I'll do that. I forgot to do a video for that. And another video I'm going to do is films of the Silver Age. I did a films of the Golden Age, but nobody watched it. So I did it back in the summer, probably, I don't know, June or July or something, but nobody, I don't think anybody saw it. I don't think anybody made any comments on it. So I'm very disappointed in that. But I'm going to make another one, and this one's called Films of the Silver Age, and it goes from, I think it goes from 1950 to 1969. Then I'm going to make another one from 1970 to 89 or something like that, called Films of the Bronze Age, and I'm going to stop. That's all. Films of the Golden Age, Films of the Silver Age, and Films of the Bronze Age. So yeah, so that's another video coming up. Films of the Silver Age. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing Bronze Age, but should be soon. So there you go. So, alright, take care. Keep watching those movies. Hug. Oh, if you got a mother, give her a hug. But anyway, just all joking aside, stay safe, stay safe. All right.